GM. GM. So I'll briefly look at Grok because it is a really nice setup. Grok is like a fucking Elon meme coin. Elon's going to be in the news a lot. He's probably going to talk about Twitter and crypto. He's got the Dogecoin rocket launching. He's got Grok, which is just released to Twitter premium users. This coin has nothing to do with Elon, but it has had a really nice correction, formed a nice base, and as was pointed out by students, a really nice accumulation going on here, where you've got higher highs, higher lows, and Grok could be heading for a nice big extension. So I've taken a position yesterday, exact same, by the way, as 1 hour is 1 hour, right? Just because this isn't on Bybit doesn't mean you can just ape your net worth in or do some stupid shit. It's a nice box forming. If it goes below here, for me, it's invalidated. I would be expecting it to break out soon. And you can see there where I've entered, 15,555 was actually my entry, wherever 15,555, around there. Stop below the lows. Ideally, a big breakout up to there, but we'll see. It should push up. If it doesn't go all the way, don't be sitting there bag holding it back down. It's had a nice, just look at how clean that is, technically. Diagonal breakout. And keep it simple. These coins are just memes, right? They have zero inherent value. And so they can often trade very technically, because what else can you do with them? There's no earnings reports. There's no fucking halvings. There's no revenue share, right? Grok is just a meme coin. And so trade it like that. If it's trending, if it's holding, if it's, accumulating in a box and it breaks out and it goes bullish, great. If it fails this breakout, if it comes out of here, drops all the way back, well, I'm out. Right? And if it comes back up, does the same again, I'll get back in. You can't expect these things to just go fucking instantly in your favor every single time. But the main one I want to talk about is Bonk. So Bonk is all the rage here. Where's my Bonk? There we go. So Bonk, I'm looking at this. We are in parabolic blow off top. For me, $1 billion market cap is at 1.5 cents on the 1,000 Bonk contract. So I mentioned when it was over here that funding rates had gone super negative, and that was either one of two things. It was either going to be a psyop, and it was smart money manipulating the funding rate, or it was just genuinely fucking idiots getting too short Bonk, and it seems like the idiots were getting short Bonk. So we broke out overnight, retested. So you don't want to see it fall back below here. I'd be looking at something like this, which is quite a common pattern you would see moving into a blow off top, where it consolidates towards the highs. There's probably going to be one more big swipe down if it takes these highs, a 10% flush, maybe even goes a bit deeper. But the main thing to look at would be probably one more extension coming. And it's going to have to do something like this, right? Where it goes straight up and all the way back down. Whenever that comes, right? So say it breaks out from there. When it does its next exhaustion top, pushes up, comes all the way back, that's probably it done. We're now really late stage on Bonk. I've been looking on Twitter, and there's people talking about they're getting text messages from friends saying, how do I buy this Bonk thing? We're getting to that level, right? So I don't know if it'll reach $1 billion. The play with Bonk is obviously Coinbase listing. So if Coinbase list it, which it seems like from the way price action is moving, it would seem like smart money insiders, people who know, seem to be fairly confident that Bonk is going to get listed. I noticed a little anomaly on the spot markets. You see here, Bonk has not made any new highs on the perpetuals because it's being heavily shorted. You go to the spot market, it has. It's made a new high. And yesterday, there was a big spike here, which was not on the perps. So if you remember this, I showed it in the chat. Spike up was big spot buying on Bybit. Whereas on the perps, there was no spike. and then we've made a lower high on perps, and we made a higher high on a wick on spot. That would tell me that the spot market is very thin, right? Because any amount of buying is pushing spot higher than it's pushing perps. So I think, at least in the past, what that would indicate is that people, the smart money, are trying to hoover up all the spot. They're trying to get as much spot as they can. Why? Because the game is get as much spot as you can, run it up. Whenever the Coinbase listing comes, dump it. Right? Because that's what you're looking at. There's all the US-based retail investors who are very unsophisticated. They don't know how to get onto Solana chain to buy Bonk. You can't buy Bonk in the US at the moment. It's not on any US-based exchanges. It's only on like Bybit, Binance, KuCoin, etc. None of the exchanges they can use. It's not on Kraken, to my knowledge. So it's on Bybit, BitGet, Gate, Poloniex, Mex, Mexi, KuCoin, CoinEx, and of course Binance as well. Binance Perps. So they can't buy it yet. Unless they know how to use DeFi and they can get it on Solana chain. But of course, the real dumb money retail don't know how to do that. They'll see it in their Coinbase app whenever it lists and they'll ape in. That's the idea. Now, is there going to be enough retail interest for that to happen? Maybe. A lot of people are looking at this and saying, well, Pepe went to $1 billion. So Bonk will go to $1 billion. But also, Pepe went to $1 billion because there was disbelief. And it was in a bear market too. And Pepe was able to overextend so much because people didn't think it could go to $1 billion. People do think Bonk can. So I'm not necessarily waiting out for Bonk to go to $1 billion. Right? If I don't see this path, which is the typical blow off top path, if I don't see this path, I'll exit. Right? If I see this instead of the nice reaccumulation, if it sweeps these highs, comes back and goes like that, I'll be out. I'll be out of Bonk there, because that's then the first real sign of it breaking its parabolic trend for me. And if it goes higher, great. But if not, I'm not hanging out for $1 billion. Maybe it goes further. I mean, people on Twitter are talking about 10 billion. It's like, maybe next year, right? But this is a parabolic uptrend. And this shit's going to go down. Fucking, if it goes to $1 billion, right? It's going to go down 50, 60% over the next few months. Because that's just what they do. Pepe. Launched on, listed on Binance. That was the peak for Pepe. Down 86%. If you think Bonk is going to outperform Pepe somehow, it's not, right? And so we're in the final throes of this parabolic thrust, and you need to be mindful of that and play it with that in mind. So that's Bonk. That's my exact approach. That's how I'm playing it. Still long, but got one eye on the exits. So trade of the day, GM. See you all later on in the live stream, 5 p.m. UTC. Casual Fridays. Let's go.